There's a man I want you to meet. His name is Stixes, and his story might sound painfully familiar. Stixes had a vision. He wanted to wake up one day and realize his business was working for him, not the other way around. He imagined passive income flowing in while he traveled, or spent time with family, or simply chose not to work. He pictured himself as a real entrepreneur, someone who built something bigger than themselves. But here's what actually happened. Stixes launched a small printing company, and from day one, he became a prisoner of his own creation. Morning after morning, he was the first one in. Night after night, he was the last one out. He handled the sales calls. He ran the machines. He dealt with angry customers. He packed the orders. He drove the deliveries. Every single thing. And one afternoon, standing alone in his shop, surrounded by stacks of unfinished work, Stixes whispered to himself, "If I don't show up tomorrow, none of this happens." That moment shattered him, because he realized the brutal truth. He didn't own a business. He owned a glorified job that paid him less and demanded more than any employer ever would. And if you're watching this right now, there's a chance you're living that same nightmare. You're grinding harder than you ever did working for someone else. You're stressed. You're exhausted. And deep down, you know something has to change. But here's where the story gets interesting. 6 months after that breaking point, Stixes walked into his printing shop and everything was humming along beautifully. Orders were being fulfilled. Customers were being served. Money was being made. And Stixes wasn't doing any of it. The business was running without him. So what changed? What did he discover that flipped everything upside down? That's exactly what I'm going to show you today. Because the framework that saved Stixes is the same framework that can rescue your business from chaos and finally give you the freedom you started this journey for. But before we dive into the solution, we need to talk about why this trap exists in the first place. Why do so many smart, talented, hardworking people end up stuck in businesses that consume their entire lives? Here's the hard truth. Most people start businesses because they're talented at something specific. Maybe you're an incredible cook, so you open a restaurant. Maybe you're a skilled graphic designer, so you launch a design agency. Maybe you're a brilliant coder, so you start a tech company. But here's the problem. Being good at a skill and being good at running a business are two completely different things. Michael Gerber, the brilliant author behind the E-Myth Revisited, explains it like this. Most entrepreneurs don't actually build businesses. They just take their technical skills and turn them into a never-ending workday. The chef becomes the restaurant. The barber becomes the salon. The designer becomes the agency. And when that happens, they haven't created freedom. They've created a cage, a very expensive, very exhausting cage that depends entirely on them showing up every single day. This is the #1 reason small businesses crumble. Not because the product is bad. Not because there's no demand. But because the business cannot survive without the founder being present every moment. So how do you escape this? Gerber teaches us that inside every business owner, there are actually 3 different people fighting for control. First, there's the technician. This is the part of you that loves doing the actual work. If you're a baker, the technician wants to bake. If you're a photographer, the technician wants to shoot photos. Technician is the doer, the maker, the executor. And most business owners live here permanently. Second, there's the manager. It's the part of you that creates structure and organization. The manager tracks expenses, builds schedules, creates systems, and brings order to chaos. Very few business owners ever develop this identity. And third, there's the entrepreneur. This is the visionary, the dreamer, the strategist who asks big questions like, where will this business be in 5 years? How can we scale this? What's the bigger opportunity here? Most people never reach this level because they're too buried in technician mode. And here's the key insight. You're operating only as the technician. Your business will never be able to run without you. To build something that works while you sleep, you must evolve into the manager. And eventually, you must step into the entrepreneur role. Let me give you some proof this actually works. Jeff Bezos once said, "Build systems. Trust the systems. Let the systems run the business." Ray Kroc, the man who turned McDonald's into a global empire, famously said, "You don't build a business. You build a system. And that system builds the business." Warren Buffett has openly stated he only invests in companies that can operate successfully without the founder. Elon Musk has repeated over and over that if your company depends entirely on you, you don't actually have a company. You have a dependency. The wealthiest, most successful entrepreneurs in the world all agree on one thing. The owner should be replaceable. If removing the owner causes everything to collapse, it was never really a business. It was just a very demanding job. Sir, let's go back to Stix's for a moment. He desperately wanted to grow. More customers, more revenue, more impact. But he couldn't scale because he was the bottleneck. He couldn't hire anyone because he didn't know how to train them. He couldn't delegate because everything important lived inside his head. There were no written processes, no documented steps, no clear instructions, no organizational structure. And this is the silent killer of growth. Most businesses don't fail because they're bad ideas. They fail because they grow beyond what one human being can physically handle. Growth exposes every weakness. And when you're trying to do everything yourself, those weaknesses become fatal. Salutes. What's the solution? This is where the game changes completely. You need to think like a franchise. Even if you never plan to franchise your business, you need to build it as if you will. Franchise thinking means everything is documented. Every process has clear, repeatable steps. Every task has instructions that anyone can follow. Results are predictable. Quality is consistent. Anyone can be trained. Anyone can execute. This is the secret behind McDonald's dominance. It's not that their food is the best in the world. It's that their system is unbeatable. An employee can quit. A manager can leave. Even the owner can walk away. And the business keeps running like clockwork. Your goal isn't perfection. Your goal is duplication. Can someone else do what you do by following a clear process? If the answer is no, you don't have a business. You have a dependency. Now let me walk you through the 3 phases every business goes through. Phase 1 is infancy. This is where the owner is the business. You're doing everything. Working all hours. No delegation, no systems, no breathing room. This is where Stix's was stuck. Phase 2 is adolescence. This is the learning to let go phase. You start hiring. You begin teaching others. You create written instructions. You slowly release control. And it's terrifying. Every instinct tells you to just do it yourself because it's faster and easier. But you have to resist that urge, because if you don't, you'll never escape infancy. Phase 3 is maturity. This is the promised land. The business has structure, clear roles, documented processes, reliable people, strong managers, automated systems, consistent quality. At this stage, you're not operating the business. You're overseeing it. You're the architect, not the builder. This is freedom. This is what you started the business for. And this is absolutely achievable. So how do you actually get there? Let me give you the 7 blueprints that will transform your business from a chaotic job into a thriving system. Blueprint 1. Create systems for absolutely everything. A system is simply a step-by-step way of completing a task. You need systems for how you serve customers, how you market, or you handle daily operations, how you close sales, how you deliver products, how you ensure quality, how you manage money, how you onboard new team members, and how you train them. Write every system down. Test it. Improve it. Refine it if it's not documented, it doesn't exist. Blueprint 2. Develop standard operating procedures, or SOPs. SOPs are detailed instructions that explain exactly how each task should be done. They eliminate confusion. They reduce errors. They make training incredibly simple. You need SOPs for opening and closing your location, handling customer complaints, running marketing campaigns, managing cash flow, packaging and shipping products, and your complete workflow from start to finish. McDonald's can train a brand new employee in a single day because everything is simplified, standardized, and documented. Blueprint 3. Delegate without fear. This is where most business owners get stuck. Terrified to let go because they believe no one else can do it as well as they can. They think, it's faster if I just do it myself. This mindset is poison. It will kill your growth. Start small. Hire slowly. Delegate one task at a time. Train people properly. Trust the process. Supervise the system, not the individual. Blueprint 4. Build a team, not just helpers. Helpers follow you around waiting for instructions. A team follows the system and executes independently. Hire for specific roles with clear responsibilities. Administrative assistant, sales representative, operations manager, marketing coordinator, accountant. Role has defined duties, clear expectations, and proper training. This makes your business independent of you. Blueprint 5. Automate your money systems. Your cash flow cannot depend on your physical presence. Automate payment tracking, invoice generation, payment reminders, online banking, subscription management, and payroll processing. When your finances are organized and automated, your business becomes predictable and stable. Blueprint 6. Build a powerful brand. A strong brand sells even when you're not in the room. Your brand represents trust, consistency, identity, messaging, and promises kept. When people trust your brand, your personal presence becomes optional. The brand carries the weight. Blueprint 7. Build a business that could be sold. Even if you never plan to sell, construct your business as if someone might buy it tomorrow. This means clear operations, profitable structure, predictable revenue streams, fully documented systems, trained and capable team, and stable cash flow. A business that's ready to be sold is a business that can run without you. Now, back to Stix's one final time. He took everything he learned and put it into action. He documented every process in his printing business. He hired one assistant, then a second, then eventually a manager. He trained them using detailed SOPs. He created a consistent, repeatable workflow. He automated his payment systems. He built a recognizable brand presence. You delegated marketing and operations completely. And 6 months later, something magical happened. Stix's walked into his shop and saw his business running smoothly. Without him directing every move, orders were flowing in. Customers were satisfied. His team was confident and capable. The brand was growing. And for the first time in years, Stix's felt genuinely free. He didn't build a job. He built a system. And that system built the business. So here's my challenge to you. If you want a business that runs without you, You have to stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like a designer. Design the structure. Design the systems. Design the future. Because a real business is something that grows and thrives even when you're not physically there. If this video helped you see your business differently, make sure you subscribe to this channel and share this with another entrepreneur who needs to hear it. Your breakthrough might be just one system away.